He Krishna Karuna Sindha Dīnabandha Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayine Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvishe Namaha Pancha Tattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Janmadhyasya Anvayaditaratas Chartha Subhigyaswarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adhikavaye Muyanti Yat Suraya Tejo Vari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Sarvo Amrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirastakuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraet Swasti Astu Vishwasya Khalaha Prasidatam Dhyayantu Bhutani Shivam Mitho Dhiya Manascha Bhadram Vajata Dadhokshaje Aveshyatam No Matirapyahetuki. Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 63, verse number 25. So in the previous verses we read the fierce battle between Banasura and his army against Sri Krishna and the Vrishnis, and we saw how Krishna smashed the army of Banasura and then defeated Lord Shiva, and finally the favor of Shiva came, Shiva Jvara. So he was also attacked by Krishna's Narayan Jvara and he could not do anything. So he realized that even Shiva cannot help him. So he came and surrendered to Sri Krishna. Now he is reciting some prayers to him. So Jvara Uvacha, Jvara said, Shiva speaks, Namami Tvananta Shaktim Paresham Sarvatmanam Kevalam Gyapti Matram Vishvotpatti Sthana Sangrodha Hetum Yattad Brahma Brahma Lingam Prashantam. So first thing he said is Namami. Says that I bow down to you. And who are you? Says Namami Tva. Namami Tva. Tva means Tvam, to you, unto you. So you are Ananta Shakti, because you already saw his Shakti, his power. So that is the first thing he acknowledges, that you have unlimited power even Shiva was defeated. And Paresham, and you are the master of everything, supreme controller. Sarvatmanam, you are Atma of everyone, you are the supreme beings, supereminent being. And Kevalam, so Kevalam means that you are the ultimate truth, ultimate reality, or pure. Gyapti Matram, your pure consciousness. So we are also conscious beings, but now we are in this material body, conditioned by that. So he is called here as pure consciousness. And Vishwa Utpatti Sthana Samrodha Hetu. You are the cause, Hetu, for the creation of the universe, its maintenance, and also its destruction, Samrodha. And Yattad Brahma Brahma Lingam Prashantam. So what is known as Brahman in the Vedas, that's what you are, and you are known only from the Vedas, Brahma Lingam. So Brahma means the Vedas. So Brahmana Lingyate Gyayate iti Brahmalingam. And Prashantam, and you are undisturbed, unperturbed, because there is nothing which can counter you or cause trouble to you. So you are supremely peaceful. So that is the prayer he recites. So Ananta Shakti Miti. So he is commenting on the word Ananta Shakti, Vishnath Chakravarti, that you have unlimited potency. So what does it mean? He says, Mat Swaminah Shambho Sakashadapi Tav Shakti Radhika Anubhuta iti bhava. So he says that I have experienced that your power is more than my master, Lord Shiva. So Shiva is considered as very powerful. He destroys the whole universe. That needs a lot of power. And he does it simply by dancing. Leela Tandav Pandita. So not that he is struggling to destroy. Means just by his play. Like a child breaks some clay pot. So like that he destroys. So how powerful he is, but Krishna is more powerful than that. And this he is speaking from his experience, not that he has read it or heard it. Tatra hetu paresham. So what is the hetu for that? He says paresham sa isha stvam tu parmesha ityartha. So he says Shiva is called also Isha, Isha, Ishana. It's also the name of Shiva. But you are Paresha. You are beyond Isha. So you are Paramesha. You are the Supreme. You are controller even of Him. Then Sarvatmanam iti tvam sarvesham Paramatma. So you are the Paramatma, or the immanent being in all living beings. And therefore you are also Paramatma of Shiva. Sarvasya Sambhorapi Atma Bhavasi. Therefore you are the Atma or even of Shambhu. Dantyadi Sarva Shabdo api Shambhu Vachi Drashta. So there is a name for Shiva, it is called Sharva. But here he is saying that the word Sarva is also sometimes used for Shiva. So Sharva is there and Sarva is there. So he says both can mean Shiva. Because here it is Sarvatma. So that means you are the Atma of Shiva. Gyapti matramiti Shuddha Chinmayastvam Kevalamiti Maya Shabalyam Nirastam Matswami Sambhustu Maya Shablayeviti Bhava. And Gyapti Matra means that you are pure consciousness, no mixture of Maya. But my master Shiva, he contacts Maya. So these are three Gunavataras, Shiva, Brahma and Vishnu. And they are in charge of Tamas, Rajas and Sattva. So Shiva is in charge of Tamas, but he is also coming in contact with it. So therefore sometimes they become influenced by that. Brahma also becomes influenced. So therefore Shiva becomes angry. Brahma also becomes agitated sometimes. But Vishnu is not touched by the gunas, although he is presiding deity of the Sattva Guna. That is the difference. So that's why he says that Matswami Shambhustu Maya Shabhlaiva. He is mixed with Maya. Then Vishwa Utpatti iti. So he says Tvam Srishti Sthiti Samhar Karta Satu Kevalam Samhar Karta Eviti Bhava. So you are the agent behind creation, maintenance and destruction. But Shiva is in charge only of destruction. So therefore you are superior. Then Brahmalingam, Brahmana Vedena Lingyate Dyotyate iti Brahmalingam. You are indicated or revealed by the Vedas. That is you, known as Brahman Yad Brahma. Prashantam Tadeva Tvam Satu Ugra Brahma iti Bhava. So he says you are Prashant Brahma and Shiva is Ugra Brahma. So he is a terrible Brahman. You are a peaceful Brahma. So now since Shiva is sleeping, he can speak like this. Otherwise Shiva will become upset. He says, what are you saying? Calling me Ugra. Kalo Devam Karma Jiva Swabhavo Dravyam Kshetram Prana Atma Vikaraha Tad Sanghato Vijaroha Pravaha Stama Tvanmaya Shatan Nishedam Prapadye. So he says that you manifest also as time, as Daiva, fate, as karma, as Jiva, as Swabhava, the nature, Swabhava, Dravya, the material elements in their subtle form, Kshetra, this body, Prana, the life here, Atma, Atma is Ahankar here, and Vikara, and the various transformations which happen from Ahankara, the senses, etc., the Panch Mahabhutas, and Tat Sanghata, and the combination of all these, that is the subtle body, and Bija Roha Pravaha, and then the seed in the form of karma, because you perform karma, karma gives you birth, then you do karma, then you get birth. So this is called Bija Roha Pravaha. This is the flow or the cycle of birth and death. So cause and effect as karma, and its effect as body, and then its effect as karma. So it goes into cycles. So he says, Tvan Maya Esha. All this is your Maya, because this is all manifestation of Maya. And Tan Nishedham Prapadye. But you are distinct from all this, you are separate from all this, and therefore I bow down to you. So Kevalam gyapti matratvam vivrinvan pratham keval padena vyavrittani vastuni ganayati. So in the previous verse it was said that he is kevala gyapti matram, means only consciousness, pure consciousness, not mixed with anything. So now here he is describing what are the things which he is not. So that is Kala, Daiva, Jiva, all these things. So he is separate from that. He is Vyavritta, he is distinct from all that. So Kalaha. So what is Kala? What is the definition of Kala? Sarva Padartha Adhikarana. That you can say Akasha is also there. So there will be Ativyapti.
But Akasha is also in Kala.
No, but if you give your Lakshana, it should only go to that. So Gun Vyatikara Kala in the third canto, or is it in second canto, Sukadeva Goswami describes simple definition of time. He says Gun Vyatikara Kala. Kala is that which brings transformation in the gunas. Gunas are changing, but they are changing because of time. So Rajastamascha Abhibhuya Sattvam Bhavati Bharata. Rajas Sattvam Tamaschaiva Tamas Sattvam Rajastatha. So the gunas are vying for supremacy. In Vaisesika they gave a definition of time in relationship with the movement of the sun. Remember? So how to relate that? So that's how they defined here, but Bhagavatam, because then you need, what if the sun is not there? The time is still there. So therefore he says Kalaha Kshobhakaha. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments, what is time? He says time is an agitator. Kshobha means agitation. And Kshobhaka means one who agitates. So agitation in what? Whom does he agitate? This has an akanksha. Right? There is an utthita akanksha here. When you say Kshobhaka, immediately the question comes, who? Who is Kshobhaka? What is being agitated? So that is Prakriti. The gunas of Prakriti. So that's why when the creation begins, how does creation begin? Sa akshata says that Paramatma, he glanced. And glancing means he activated the time, because time is his blinking of his eye is time. So when he looks, then his looks are causing agitation in the Prakriti. So he looks at Prakriti and then the creation begins. So that is the Kshobha, Kala Kshobha. And then Karma. So when Kshobha is happening, now also there is Kshobha, agitation happening in the gunas. So does it happen in a uniform manner in everything? Because there are so many human beings. Their bodies are there. And their bodies also consisting of the gunas. And these gunas are changing with time. Somebody is falling asleep. Somebody is awake. Right? Somebody is peaceful. So this is because of the time. But why is that different people have different changes in their gunas. Why not same for all? So there is a nimitta karana, there is karma. So therefore next one is karma. So according to karma, the modification happens. So tadeva phalabhimukha abhivyaktam daivam. And then there is a daiva. Deva is fate. What is fate? Fate is also karma, but which karma? Prarabdha karma. That which is about to fructify. So that is what you call as daiva. Daivam chatra panchamam. Krishna also says that behind every activity there are 5 causes. Adhisthanam tatha karta, karanam cha prithak vidham, vivdhasya prithak chesta, daivam chatra panchamam. So daiva is also there. So daiva means prarabdha karma. So prarabdha karma. So karma is there, but karma is of 2 types. Aprarabdha karma, prarabdha karma. So what is aprarabdha? That does not become instrumental in any change in our life. What is happening, what change is happening in us is because of the prarabdha karma, not aprarabdha. Aprarabdha is just lying. Kuta bija tatha papa. So that's why it says tadeva phalabhimukham abhivyaktam daivam. So swabhavas tat samskara. And then swabhava. So swabhava, what is swabhava? So every object has got some swabhava, some specific nature, how it changes. So what kind of transformation it will happen. So that is swabhava. So he says these are the samskaras. Then there is Jiva. So Jiva is that which has all these things. Tadvan. Then Dravyam. So Dravyam here refers to Bhut Sukshma, the Tanmatras. So there are 5 Panch Mahabhutas, 5 Bhutas, and there are 5 Tanmatras. Then there is Kshetram. Kshetram means the Prakriti, the Moola Prakriti, the original primordial nature, which undergoes the transformation. Then there is Prana. So Prana is the Sutra. Then Atma. Atma means Ahankara. Then Vikara. So Vikara is the transformations of Ahankara. Ekadas Indriyani Mahabhutani Chaiti Shodasaka. So these 11 senses. Senses are 11 or 10? How many senses are there? 10 or 11? Some people have 11. Like some people have 6 fingers instead of 5. So some people have 3 eyes. Right? We already said Trisra. He had 3 heads. So this is 1 internal sense and 10 external. And then Mahabhutani, there are 5, so therefore there are 16 of this. And Tatsanghato Deha. And then there is aggregation of all this is the human body. And then human body you perform action. Nahi kasyat kshanamapi jatu tishtatya karmakrit karyate hi sarva. So avasha prakriti jairguna. So everybody is doing something because if you have a body, then you do something with it. So therefore that is the seed. Bijam dehat jayamanam karma. So what is the bija? Bija means seed. Seed, what is the seed? Seed is the karma. And then everybody has got karma. And as long as you have karma, then you have the seed for next body. And rohas tasmat janismano anyo dehataya. And then if you have karma, then from that you get another body. Roha means generating, like fructifying, ankur, from the seed. And that is a pravaha, flow, parampara. Pauna punyam parampara esha tvan maya. So he says, this is how your maya is manifest. Tatra jivasya maya bhinnatve api. So he says that you are separate from maya. So Krishna says, but Jiva is also separate from maya. So what is the difference? When you give the lakshana, it should not have ativyapti dosa, right? So therefore he says that Jiva is also there, but jivasya maya bhinnatve api maya grastatvat mayatva. He says, although Jiva is distinct from maya, but it becomes influenced by maya. So if you become influenced by maya, you are as good as your maya. Right? What difference does it make if you are maya and then you act like maya, or you become influenced by maya and then you act like maya? So therefore it says that is also maya. But you are not that. So tan nishedha tasya maya nishedho yatratam. So this maya does not exist in you. You are the only one who is mayatita. Mam maya duratya. Because this is your maya. If it is your maya, you have to be separate from it. Tvad dehendriyadini tvan maya mayani evana maya ityartha. So what about your body? Krishna says, but I also have body and senses and all this tanmatra. He says that is your own maya, not this maya. So your body is made of your own maya, your senses, your mind, your ahankara, and this is separate from that. Srishti ji.
दंडावत प्रणाम बाबा जी। विवाह को जैसे बोला जाता है, आपने जो भी बोला कि परमात्मा ने जब ग्लांस किया प्रकृति की और तभी सृष्टि आरंभ हुई, और ये ग्लांस ही शिव जी है। तो जब हम बोलते हैं ये कि कोई भक्ति कर रहा है, कोई वैष्णव है, वो इंसान जो जीव है, साधारण जीव है, वो भी जब भगवान की आराधना करने लगता है तो वो गुण से परे हो जाता है, और that जीव also remains untouched by the interplay of gunas. तो शिव जी के जैसे जो परम वैष्णव हैं, वो कैसे तमस गुण के द्वारा प्रभावित हो सकते हैं?
So as long as you are living in this material body, you are liable to be influenced by gunas no matter who you are. Now that is a different thing, that you become great devotee and you are gunatit, but if you have the body, then you can fall under its prey by will of Krishna. If your body itself is free from gunas, then there is no chance. So therefore it can happen. Okay. So nana bhaver lilya eva uppannair devan sadhun loka setun bibharsi hansyun margan himsaya vartamanan janme tatte bharaharaya bhume. So now he says that Nana Bhavair Lilya Eva Upanir Devan Sadhun Lokasetun Bibharshi. So he says that you are doing two things. One is that you are maintaining the sadhus, the devas who are the Lokasetu. And you are doing this by Nana Bhavai Lilya Eva Uppanni. By your various bhavas. Bhava can mean your mood, with your grace or your forms, and Lilya Eva, without any effort, just as a play. Sadhun Lokasetun Bibharsi. So you maintain them, and also you maintain the principles of dharma. Dharma sanstapana artha hai sambhavami yuga yuga. So that is called Lokasetu. But those who are unmarga, those who are not following dharma, then Hamsi, you destroy them. So Hamsi unmargan himsaya vartamanan. And those who engage in violence, means who are causing disturbance, the asuras, so you also take care of them. Why? Janma etatate bhara haraya bhume. Because this birth of yours has happened only to rid the earth of its burden. So Bhumi Devi has approached Brahmaji in the first chapter of this 10th canto and prayed to him that I am troubled, and then he went to Vishnu, and then Vishnu said that I will come among the Yadavas. So therefore he has come to relieve earth of its burden. That's what he is mentioning. So that's what he is doing here, all this Banasura. Because what is the burden? Burden is when people do not follow dharma out of their pride. So then they are uprooted. Nanu evam bhutasched aham tarhi anugraha nigraha gyapito ragadveshi maik dharmi kim mai drishyate. So now Krishna says that you are speaking all these nice things about me, but why is that I am blessing somebody, I am chastising somebody, I am killing somebody and I am protecting somebody? So it looks like that I am also acting on raga and dvesha. So people here in the material world, they are influenced by these two very nice things. They are called raga and dvesha. So when you are influenced by raga, then you are smiling. When you are influenced by dvesha, you are fuming. So he says that I am also doing this, so how am I different? So he replies to that. He says, no. He says, no, you are not like that. Tatraha na iti, nana bhavai, etan bhaktanukulan bibharani, etan stat pratikulan hatani, iyam eva bhaktvatsalasya tavye nana bhava, abhipraya, tair līlaya anaya, ban yuddhadi, kaya eva upapannair devan indradin sadhun munyadin se bibharshi. So he says that you have your bhava, and he translates bhava as abhipraya. Abhipraya means intention. He says you have your intention, your thinking, or your sankalpa, your wish, you will, that these are sadhus, these are nice people, I will protect them because they are favorable to dharma. And these are adharmic people, they are pratikula, I will kill them. So let these be protected and the others, let they be killed. So this is your sankalpa, this is your will, this is your abhipraya. So this is what you do. So, and you do this by līlaya. So līlaya means just like you are playing here, you are doing this big fighting with Banasura. Bani yuddhadikaya eva uppannai devan indradin. So those who are uppanna here means those who have taken your shelter. Prapanna parijata totra vetraika panaya. So upapanna here is used in the sense of prapanna. So those who are your surrendered to you, like the devas, Indra, etc., they take your shelter. Sadhus, bhaktas, great devotees, munis, so you maintain them. Ubhayashamapi visheshanam loka setun lokashre bhutaniti. And this loka setun, or the principles of dharma, this is the qualifier of both of them. That devas and munis, they both follow the lok setu, so therefore you take care of them. Tatha unmarga means those who are paripanthi, those who do not follow the marga, they don't follow the prescribed principles of dharma, so they are called unmarga, paripanthi. So you kill them. Tena bhakta vatsalya gunanga bhuto raga dveshi. So therefore your raga and dvesha are not like raga and dvesha of common people, but they are under the affection or love of your devotees. Because you are a bhakta vatsala, so then you favor them. As Krishna says that samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshasti na priya ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya maitate suchapya. So therefore those who are worshipping him, he is favorable to them, and those who are troubling the devotees, he is unfavorable to them. For rest of people, he is just neutral, sama, equal. So therefore he says that this raga and dvesa which seemingly appears in him is because of his quality of bhakta vatsalta. Tena na mayikau iti bhava. Therefore his raga and dvesha are not material. So there is a spiritual raga and dvesha and there is a material raga and dvesha. So material raga and dvesha is the cause of bondage that leads to more karma and more births. But spiritual raga and dvesha does not create any karma, that is liberating and brings happiness. Ato maya idam avgatam ityaha etatte janma bhume. Therefore the jwara, the fever, says that I have understood this much. What is that? Etatte janma bhume svabhaktaya bharahara. So I have understood that your birth here on earth is to remove the burden of earth. And if somebody asks why you want to remove the burden of earth, what is your interest in that? He says because he is a devotee. And it's already said that you take care of your devotees, you are bhakta vatsala. So anyone who causes trouble to them, then you fix them. So that's how you function. Tapto ham te tejasa dussahena santo grena tulbunena jvarena tavat tapo dehinam tengri mulam no severan yavada shanubadha. So now finally he says that look, I am completely in torture. Then Krishna says, who is torturing you? He says, fever. He says, but you yourself are fever, how is that you are being tortured? He says, no, I am being tortured by your fever. which is very terrible and unbearable. He says, I am not that terrible. He is more terrible. So tapto ham te tejsa dussahena santogrena tbalena jvarena. He says, your jvara is shanta, it's peaceful, it is cooling, but it is very ugra. It is very upsetting and very terrible and intolerable, dussahena, and very powerful. So tavat tapo dehinam tengrimulo no severan yavad ashanubadha. He says that the tapa, the suffering of living beings in this material world, is there as long as they do not take shelter of your feet and they don't do service to them. And this is because they are living in the hope, yavad asanubadha. So in the material world, people live in the hope of becoming happy, and they continue to satisfy their wishes, their desires, and therefore they continue to suffer. But once someone comes under the shelter of your feet, te angri moolam, then all suffering goes away. So your feet are abhaya charanarvinda. They bring fearlessness. In other words, I am taking shelter of you, so now please take away this fever from me and let me become fever-free fever. So atah param tvam stotum api aham na shaknomi ityah taptohamti. So this is the last verse spoken by Jvara. He says, I am so much troubled by your fever that I cannot even pray anymore. So I am stopping. Te tejsa tvatsrishta jvarena. He says, your power, which means the power of your jvara, shantaha shitascha saugro vahakasya dahakasya. He says, your fever is actually cool, but it is burning, cold burning. Like sometimes they get ice burn, so it is ice and burn. So that's what he is getting. Tena parasantapakasya te santapo yukta eveti. So Krishna says, well, it is appropriate that this suffering is coming to you because you give suffering to everybody. He says, the only thing you give to others is suffering. Nobody feels any pleasure by getting fever. So if now this is coming to you, then at least you get an idea what happens to others. So why are you complaining? So he says, well, I'm not complaining, but why I'm being troubled when I've taken shelter of you? So Krishna says, so what if you have taken shelter? He says, it's a rule that anyone who takes shelter of you, then no more suffering. I'm just reminding you of the rule. The rest is up to you. If you want to break the rule, okay. So adhuna tvaham te bhakta eva bhuvam iti bhava. So the meaning is that now I have become your devotee, so I should not have this fever troubling me. So these are the 4 slokas spoken by Feverji. Now Krishna responds. Narayanji.
Well, I have 2 questions. So in this last sloka, so this Jvara is indicating that as long as we are bound to Ashanubandha, so Baddha, so as long as we are bound by desires, we will continue to suffer. So the question is that many times, in our philosophy, it is explained that if we are Sakama Bhakta, we have desires and we continue to pray to the Lord. My conclusion from this verse is that a Sakama devotee must also suffer the reactions of the result, good or bad. Is that correct?
Yeah. Asha hi paramam dukkham, nairashyam paramam sukham.
Okay. So that means these ideas that
Otherwise, why tell Sakam Bhakta to become Niskam?
right, right. Yeah, and there's a lot of doubt around this. Sometimes we see, that's why I wanted to clarify. And my second question, Guru Maharaj, is actually about this. You mentioned earlier that, when Bhagavan does his activities, it's beyond this Rāsa and Dvesha, and it's coming from a very spiritual platform. Now, in practice, what I've seen is that one of the strongest, arguments, if you will, against Gaudiya Vaishnavism or Vaishnavism in general is that this Raga and Dvesha is seen in every Vaishnava society. Even in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, it's full of Raga and Dvesha, and everybody thinks they are transcendental. And and then when you go to the Advaita side, you can hear somebody completely from say Chinmaya mission and hear somebody from Ramakrishna mission, and they are perfectly harmonious. They may have very minor differences here and there, but there is like total harmony. And I myself have heard a lot of lectures on both sides, so I can attest that there is a lot of respect and there is cooperation. They may not become perfect, but it's there. So my question is that when we see this vast divergence in Raga and Dvesha in our Vaishnava Sampradayas and such, then how do we actually have faith that these teachings actually work? Then it gives this fundamental doubt. The doubt actually, Guru Maharaj, that comes is duality even real? Like, can there actually be harmony without duality? And then how does that even, then you start questioning the foundations of our tattva, and of course we have an Achintya philosophy that's obviously, as you have explained, it's beyond logic. But I just would like your perspective on this.
So there are two things you have to understand. One is that you are observing Gaudiya Vaishnavism more closely than Chinmaya.
Yeah, yes, yeah, definitely.
So if you go there and observe them as closely as you are observing Gaudiya Vaishnavism, you will see the same problems.
Yeah, I agree, yes.
Because you have to understand that people come from normal society to any spiritual society. Whether it is Advaita, society belongs to Advaitavad, Vaishnavism, Yoga, the inmates are coming from the normal society. And in normal society, everybody has got Raga and Dvesha. So it's not that going there, suddenly they drop it. No, that's not true. They will say the same thing for us. If you go and listen to them among themselves, they will say, well, these Gaudiyas seem to be very happy, They're doing kirtan and they're jumping and dancing, and we are sitting here with drooping faces, So that is one thing. Second thing is that their path is the path of renunciation. So means we have to get rid of Raga and Dvesha. And our path is what we call as Yukti Vairagya, one is that you give up wealth, give up this, give up that. Another is we try to use it. So now one is that you don't touch money, or you don't use money, or you don't want to do anything with money. So that is easier. But now here we are saying that no, you have to use money. At the same time, you have to not be attached to it. So it is like, one is don't touch the fire, don't come near fire, keep fire away from yourself. That is one path. Another is that no, you have to have fire, you have to use it, but don't get burned by it. So now the person who is coming from Raga and Dvesha, in both sides you try. In one society he says, no, get rid of all this. So he is trying to minimize that. And here we are saying that no, we have to use it. We say you use this, use even your anger in service of Krishna. Use this Raga also in service of Krishna. This is transcendental competition. So transcendental competition means transcendental dvesha. Right? But now it is dvesha only, competition means dvesha.
Theoretically, I can agree, but I would say it is only dvesha because I have done that.
No. But we call it like that, that's what I'm saying. We call it transcendental dvesha. Right?
Yes.
But it is dvesha only because how he became transcendental. Transcendental dvesha will be when you have become transcendental. Dvesha is neither transcendental nor non-transcendental. It is the person. If the person is transcendental, then dvesha is transcendental. If the person is not transcendental, then dvesha is not transcendental. So that is the danger in bhakti. And if we are not careful, if we do not understand like this, so we keep on doing it out of dvesha only, but we think it is transcendental. So that's another layer of maya.
And that also cannot be called as bhakti. Right?
No, it is
Because
not. It cannot be called bhakti. It may look like that, but it is not. You have to go back to the definition of bhakti.
And Guru Maharaj, I just have one more question, and because this one, you have answered this some other time. But these you have said that, and I think most Gaudiya Acharyas say this. They say we should leverage everything in the service of Krishna, including your desire, your wealth, your marriage, your this and that and all, right? My one issue.
You see, the problem with this is that, and I keep on saying it, that you don't need to do that. You have to surrender yourself first. So I can give my wealth, I can give my power, I can give my possessions, but I don't give myself. Then I have not given anything. That's not bhakti. That's karma yoga.
Right. Because it brings one very important challenge, is that anyone, I cannot obviously, I'm not talking about saintly people, I'm talking about people who, like me, who are in this, in very much in the thick of samsara, right? I mean, staying close to wealth and staying close to women is really like staying close to fire. No matter how renounced you are, morning 3 hours during japa time or whatever, morning time, life is okay. Even there it bothers, but at least there is some control because there is DP in front of your eyes and everything. But then when you start, it's literally playing with fire. So I never understood how the acharyas they can have this mindset of leveraging everything. Especially
But that's why I'm saying, and that's why I interrupted even before he continued saying it, that the flaw in this is that we forget that first step and we are doing other things. Because it is easy to do those things and it is more difficult, problematic to give yourself. And what Krishna is asking is for yourself and not for your wealth. Guru Padashre Tasmat Krishna Dikshadi Shikshanam Tasmat Gurum Prapadyeta. So this is that's why this word Upapannair was used here by Jwara, which I said means Prapannai. That whom does he protect? Those who are Upapanna, Prapanna, surrendered. He's taking care of them. Those who are not surrendered, why should he protect them, tell me? Will you protect somebody who is not surrendered to you?
At best it will be a transaction. Yeah, correct. No.
Same thing. So now Krishna is not somebody whom you can fool. That okay, I am tilak, I am wearing dhoti kurta or sari or whatever. So you can do all these things. That is fine, that is good. But where is the heart? So what he is seeing is where is the heart. That is the first thing he notices. And he is noticing this all the time. Because he is in the heart. He can't avoid it. He cannot avoid seeing it because he is in the heart. So you may try to hide it from this person, that person, but you cannot hide it from him. So this is the key point. Once you can take care of this, everything else is fine.
Yeah, makes sense. Thank you, Guruman. That's why I guess you were saying in one of the previous underworld lectures, I think in the last 5 lectures, you have repeatedly stressed only one point, is that the first step is really Guru Sharanagati itself, and that's where itself people fumble. I mean, and that's really the biggest and the most difficult step, I guess.
Not only fumble, they don't talk about it. You talk about 64 rounds, you talk about whatever, Nirjala Ekadashi, or how much book you distribute, or how much you do this. All these things you can do. The main thing is this, because those things you can continue with your raga and dvesha, which you are habituated to. So you don't have to change. And change of heart is the most difficult change and most fundamental change, and that's what bhakti is all about. It is not about changing anything else. Gopis did not change anything. If you read their story, externally they didn't change anything. They looked like anyone else. They were doing activities like anyone else. Unless you actually, if nobody explains to you, you'll say, why gopis, gopis, why you are making all this big, scene about gopis. There is nothing special about them. Just because now we are talking about Vraj, Vrindavan, Vrajvasi, gopis. So everybody starts saying it. But actually if you ask, so what is the greatness? And if that is the greatness, why is that we are not doing it? Why are we just praising and glorifying and we don't do like that? Then this praise is only lip service. That's all. Or we are doing all this to gain something material, impress others, and then get something nice talk.
Makes sense. And that's why we continue to suffer even when we are so-called performing bhakti as indicated in this verse.
Yeah, you will continue.
Yeah.
There's no one can stop that.
Thank you very much.
Bhushan ji.
I had this question for last class.
Speak little louder.
Lord Shiva had given Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva had given a boon, and therefore he had to kind of respect it. My question is isn't this a case where there is a conflict between dharma and bhakti? Well, he has given the word to his devotee Banasur, and now that dharma is going against bhakti because that boon is now being used against Krishna. So in principle...
So don't do that. Let your boon go to hell, but don't oppose Krishna.
Okay.
But that's why Vishwanath Chakravarti said that he is doing it to bring out Krishna's glory. Otherwise he is a Vaishnava. Why would he do that? He won't care for this Banasura. He will fix Banasura himself. Okay, Sandeep.
So I have 2 questions. So first is when we are saying that Shiv Dvara and Vishnu Dvara, so is it some personification of anger? Because in normal life we also say that if somebody is angry that वो बहुत ताप खा रहा है. So
No, it's not anger.
So what is it?
It is fever. Have you heard of fever? The disease called fever?
Yeah, that is.
You have ever experienced it?
Everyone gets some time on the.
No, that's what it is.
So it is not any personification of anything, but just fever.
Personification of fever. It is the fever devata, Jwar Deva.
Okay. So my second question was that it said in the Bhagavatam that devotee will have his 7 generations up and down, also unka udhar ho jayega.
What you will have what?
A devotee,
Hmm.
his 7 generations up and down will get liberated.
Hmm.
So, but here we are seeing that Prahlad descendant Banasura, he is not even killed.
So there is no up and down. Narsingadev said you are 21 past generation. That's what he said.
Past, not niche wali.
ना नीचे वाली तो नीच है. Okay, Anupam.
Pranam Babaji Maharaj. Babaji, I could not understand the line of this commentary on 28th verse. This par santapakasya te santapayukta eva iti chet avatavaditi.
He is saying that you are giving trouble to others per santapaka. So therefore, if you are being troubled, it's proper. If you give hell to others, you will also get hell. That's what he's saying.
So Krishna is saying to this Jwara.
Yeah.
And one more line I could not understand in this 26th verse commentary. This rohas tasmat janishyamano anyo dehastayo pravaha. Pauna punyam parampara esha. Like this.
Because with body you perform karma, and that from karma you will get another body, and that body will do more karma. So like that is the parampara. Like from seed comes tree, karma is the seed, body is the tree, and then tree gives more seed. So seed will give more tree, like that, go on.
तो कर्म का रोहन होता है उससे फिर जनिष्य मानो अन्य देह और तय प्रभाव कौन पुण्य परंपरा.
Yes.
What is this punya parampara? I mean this bodily parampara? Continue?
Again and again, not bodily. Pauna punya means puna puna.
Okay. Thank you, Baba.
Okay.
Did he really surrender or just to get rid of Narayana, he was saying that I surrender?
कौन बोल रहा है?
I started joining.
ठीक से बोलो, कौन बोलता है यार? थोड़ा आवाज तो निकालो जो सुनाई दे.
अच्छा, मैं बोल रहा हूँ बाबा जी कि ये जो ज्वर है वो he surrendered because he there was some transformation in his heart, or he surrendered just because he wanted to get rid of Narayana.
जब सिर पे लात पड़ती है ना, तब नानी याद आ जाती है, समझा? अब उसका डंडा हुआ तो सरेंडर हो गया, और कुछ नहीं है. भय बिन होए न प्रीति. That's what it is. Okay.
Okay. I would be curious to hear your thought on the following Purva and Uttara Paksha. So Purva Paksha would be, what is the point of killing these adharmic people? Because the bhava doesn't get lost just by cutting the body, and the person will get reborn and continue doing the same thing.
No, but
And
why do you think that he will become human being? Is it compulsory that he is going to become human being?
No, I don't think so. I'm not sure.
So therefore, at that time the problem is solved.
But it's postponed.
Just like here in the state law, somebody is doing a very heinous crime, they give him capital punishment. Right? Or they put him in prison, otherwise he will keep on creating havoc in the society.
Yeah. So it's also something like,
in case of Krishna, he liberates, so there is no more birth. Anybody who is killed by him becomes liberated.
yeah.
In case of modern society, the state government, there is no liberation, but at least that's all they can do.
I see. Okay. It's maybe also similar to cleaning the room, for example, right? The dust always comes back, but we still...
That doesn't mean you don't clean.
It, yeah. Okay.
You feel hungry, you eat. Then hunger comes again, you eat. You don't say, well, this keeps on coming again and again, I don't eat. Okay.